Good morning. Glad you're here. Look who's here. Frankie. Frankie. Well, he got a mini run today because I woke up too late to take them for a run and have a video chat. And I really felt like it was going to be way too cold to go outside. Turns out when I let them out the front door, and I'll let them run, they can entertain themselves pretty good for a little while by themselves if they're in the mood. And I thought, oh my God, it must be 30 degrees, which is awesome. Not bad at all. But I didn't give in. I didn't go out. It's just been sort of a sad state of affairs when I don't feel up to zooming out of bed and with a song in my head and taking the dogs out, running all about. I'm usually kind of goofy and sweet in the mornings, but I've been kind of tired and sluggish. You know what it's like. Sometimes you have a few bad days in a row. We have challenges sometimes that can not necessarily, what am I trying to say? Bear with me. It's not necessarily that we have to do anything different or make a big change. What it is, and a lot of you know that when you're living with someone with mental health issues or physical health issues, or is in the process of dying, or has lots of appointments, you know that they're going to be moody sometimes. And sometimes we've had it up to here. And I can tell you, especially in my line of work, once in a while, that's where I get. It's just like I'm full. One of the things that I do, and I think I've encouraged you to do this as well, is have a list of people, if you feel like talking, that you can call, that you trust. Decide how much or what you want to share. But just sometimes just that, the process of sharing something can be comforting and healing. And sometimes it's about, and I know I've shared this with you recently, making a list of things in your head, if not on paper, of what you're willing to do and what you're just not willing to do. Little things that are time consuming. Walk and talk, Miss April. Okay, I'm gonna start getting ready. So I've been wore out. There has been something that honestly just makes me feel so good, and that is reading the posts that y'all put after the videos that I post. And I can tell you, some of those comments and some of the things that you're sharing mean the world to me. It's such a blessing. Thank you, because it's so supportive and so real. I think I'm gonna need a little more color than this today. I'm gonna use the photo focus Wet n Wild. Anyway, some of the comments and some of the things you're sharing help make me feel so supported. So thank you for that. Which brings me to this. I see a lot of clients who feel desperately alone, and they make, you know, easy math, right? When somebody says, I can't make a list of people who care about me because they don't have anyone in their life, that's one thing. But when people say, I can't make the list. I can't do my homework because I'm too depressed. There are some people who are actually have depression the real deal. Most people that I have seen in my lifetime since the early 90s who have been depressed are not depressed. They have neural pathways. They got so stuck in a habit that they refuse to do anything different. Normally because there's some kind of a trade-off. There's some kind of payoff. It keeps them from thinking about doing something about their situation because they're too afraid of the outcome, which is fine. I get that. But admitting that that's what's holding you back can help you stop poisoning yourself with these depressive chemicals that don't belong there, that your brain isn't producing on its own. It's producing because it's being triggered. That's the facts. If you don't have a counselor who's told you the facts about depression, they're feeding into a lot of counselors are feeding into for years now into whatever the client says. Just be supportive and gently let them know some different homework or some different options in looking at things, and make sure they feel comforted and supported. And the big deal is, or they could commit suicide or turn their back on therapy. I think that's emotional blackmail. And had I not had a therapist who finally got real with me instead of feeling sorry for me, because my backstory is juicy. Holy crap. And I forgot to shave last time I got in the shower again. Well, that just tells you I didn't feel like it, evidently. This is, I don't know. I'm not liking how this is going on at all. Anyway, what I'm here to tell you is those messages have been wonderful. And I'm going to give you an example. I don't remember what it was that I needed to get up and do, but I needed to get up. Maybe it was feed the dogs or something. I mean, the house wasn't burning down. And one reason I really like being a therapist too is I do practice what I preach. And when I have people say, oh, I'm depressed, or I just didn't feel like it. Really? You didn't feel like it? Well, how would you like this, this, and this on your list too? And then tell me you don't feel like it. Right? So I was laying there on this sofa thinking, oh, I could just stay here for a year and a half before I do anything else. Seriously, I have a weird, twisted sense of humor. So I did what's her name? Mel Robbins? You gotta look her up. She's a hoot. The 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, 1 up. I've been doing that before I ever heard of her too. Because I went to a conference a long time ago where someone shared that they just physically slide themselves out of bed, right? I thought that was so funny. And then once you're on the floor, it's like, you're not going to stay there. Anyway, I'm going to make this long story a little longer. So then I thought, well, I'm not going to let my brain just sit here and numb out, because I know better than to ruminate the same sentences or the same self-pity or the same anger over and over again, or whatever the issue is. Sometimes it's just, I'm tired. It's like, shh, stop. So what I did was I got out my tablet. Oh, that's what. Because I was laying there and I thought, I need to get my brain busy on something. I can't just numb out on this one long thought or repetitious thought. I can't do that, right? I know better than to let my brain do that. So I did the 3, 2, 1, get up. And I think of Mel every time I do it now. And I did it for decades before I ever even heard of her. But now I have her in my brain. She's such a cutie pie. So anyway, I get up and get my spiral notebook and my pen, and I start making a list of things that I can do. Now, when people say I'm too mad at my husband or I'm too mad at my job, I can't just pretend it's not there, or my kids or whatever, or my health. I'm not talking if you're laying there in physical pain. Come on, stay with me here. I see clients all the time who say, oh, I can't do that. I just can't do that. When I even hear that, I'm thinking, look at all the things you can do, but you can't do this? Show me a little grit. Show me a little grit. You think you can't do something, but you know you probably should, or you know you probably shouldn't, but either one of those takes energy. Show me a little grit. Come on. Anyway, I got to prove to myself that I still have grit, and you are never going to believe it. Hardly anyone uses that word anymore. There was a good book, or a good research paper, and I think they turned it into a book, about how some people are successful, and they said it's not always have anything to do with intelligence or what's a word? Privilege. It has to do with grit. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I've seen it over and over again, actually, myself, with clients and with myself. I mean, where I came from, things that I've been through, there are a lot of us who just would not. It'd be, they die from alcoholism or continue making the same things happen until the day they die. But slowly over decades, I've been able to grow up. So nobody can tell me it can't be done. It's a freaking miracle, is what it is. It's a freaking miracle, and I'm so glad to be a part of it. Oh, what do you see? Oh, you see something? So anyway, I wanted to tell you that was your grandma pep talk this morning. So here's something else I was going to tell you about. So one of the things that I started making a list on was, so I was watching how angry the world is getting and how ridiculous the world is getting. And I don't know where all this war stuff is gonna go. But here's what I'm gonna tell you. Let's not think about it for a day. I really try to keep it in perspective, and all the politics and all the horror. Oh my God, heartbreaking. Let's instead think about how we can best protect ourselves. Not if anything goes bad, but let's just say, shouldn't everybody have a first aid kit? Shouldn't everybody have a couple extra cans of Spam that you don't need an electric can opener for? A couple extra cans of pork and beans? So, you know, in case the electricity goes out, make sure everything's pop top. If the water supply gets interrupted for some reason, have a couple gallons of water here or there. What's wrong with that? And it's not expensive to stock up. You can stock up by this is about the only lipstick I like anymore. This, and they don't even make this anymore. I still have 1 or 2 tubes in my makeup stash. Thing is, it's not moisturizing. This is. Other than that. Oh, which one is it? 445. I think it's a Rimmel. I'm not sure. Let me double check. On the mauve. Color Sensational. That sounds like a cover girl or something. I don't know. Doesn't have a brand on it. But if you look that up, you'll find it. Okay, go find. Good boy. All right, hold on. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So I have a closet where I keep my, excuse me, I'm so sorry, where I keep my linens and extra supplies, extra blankets, pillows, things like that. And so I also got extra Band-Aids, extra healthcare things. Like if I get really sick, I know what I'm gonna need, so I don't have to go out and get it. And I keep forgetting to tap off my brushes lately. I've been doing that. My head hasn't been at 100%, and that's okay. So anyway, I got all wrapped up in this. Oh, P.S. I'm gonna answer those messages that you left me that I love so much as soon as I can. But I was also thinking about making a list of all things I want to talk about, just doing a long, maybe live or a long video. I think I may do that. If you have any opinions on that, let me know. Oh, my nose is itching. I'm going to have to think about that later and figure out why that's happening. Okay. So anyway, I have a shelf now where I have some things that, oh, and I bought a brand new hand can opener so that I can open cans a little easier than what I was doing with my old one. My bursitis just can't handle that anymore. I'm not going to fight it. I'm not that broke, right? Sometimes I don't think about how I'm handling money because I handle money pretty well. And then there's other times where, especially if I'm under pressure or there's an expenditure that's unexpected, I revert to that financially scared little girl And so I was thinking, okay, I don't have to be rich to have extra in my cupboard. And then I started thinking, okay, outside the box, what do I really need if times get hard and I don't want to leave my house? Right? What am I going to do? So I decided to stock up on, hi Frankie, stock up on things as well, like mascara. I've got a couple extra of those. I got 2 of these for $10, I think. Also, toothpaste, shampoo, and because I don't use expensive shampoo, I don't see a need for it as long as it's fairly gentle. And there were comparisons years ago with Suave's Performance and Redken, Biolage, a couple other top shampoos. And I mean, it's good enough for me. And it's like $2 a bottle. And I can use it for shower gel, hand gel. I refill my pumps at the bathroom and the kitchen. So these are affordable ways to stock up. What else did I get? Q-tips, just comfort things. You know, it's not all about food and water. It's also about comfort because you don't want to lose your mind. I got some of these cute little pop-up LED lamps for where our electricity went out for like 5 days last year. That was a big deal. Luckily, a neighbor still had electricity going, and oh, what a generous soul, hooked up 3 other houses to their electricity. That was amazing. So I got some little lights, matches, candles, things like that. So think about something outside the box, maybe that could help you. Think about what you might want to garden in your yard. Do something that's going to get you out of the old narrow pathways. That's going to be constructive. Get yourself a pet and hug on it. You know, a lot of people say, I can't afford a dog. Their dog food's so expensive. You know what? I used to live on the farm years ago, and Purina was just fine. Walmart used to have its own brand of dog food. It was just fine, and it was inexpensive. Gosh, at one time, I think Purina was the most expensive on the market. That's how old I am. I didn't know there was fancy feed back then. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta get to work. I bet I already feel better just getting to talk to you, knowing that I'm gonna get another message, and knowing that I have to look forward to. I should touch up my hair on these bangs, but I'm not going to. I straightened it this morning. I was gonna have you keep me company, but the house is too busy. All right, I love you, and I will talk to you soon. And have a wonderful day. Know I'm thinking about you, and push yourself. Show your grit. You don't have to sit there. You don't even have to bring up the topic of whatever it was that was bothering you yesterday or earlier today or 5 minutes ago. You can start your day over. Stop. You can start your day over 1,000 times a day. I'm going to start his day over here in a minute. Quit licking. He's so addicted to his mama. Yeah. All right. Love y'all. Bye for now.